This is England calling. England calling. The Big Detecting Crew. It's Thursday. It's 8 o'clock. It's the Big Detecting Show. What now?
Good evening.
Good evening.
It's the Big Detecting Show, and Shane's with us tonight. Poor old Dave's not very well. He's got something wrong with him. I think he's got COVID, but he won't admit it. But he's not well at all. He's sitting on the sofa with his Rugrats blanket, and he's not well at all. So he won't be on the show tonight. He might have been, but he wasn't well at all. So good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us. And
Yes,
we've got Shane on tonight. I've got to look the right way. because Shane isn't in the studio. He is actually at home. He's got a nice poster behind him, which is quite interesting. What's that all about? What's that sort of Monster Munch clip art or something? What is it?
The kids did it when I think they've got their ages on it, 5 and 3, and they painted some of the favourite things. This is like their games room, but I have my own little section up here.
Yes, very nice. What machine's that you got hanging up there, Shane?
The Apex, the Midi Horde, the Garrett 250, and I did have the Equinox on there, but I sold it.
You sold it. Well, tonight we've got 2 people in the chat. No, we've got more than that. Stephen Brave. Hello, Stephen. If we could issue gold medals for viewers, Stephen Brain will be there. Stephen, he won a £50 Dragon Detecting voucher the other week on the show, and he has got it now, and I hope he's going to spend it well. 3 Digger, I Digger, Philip Wills. Oh my God, Philip, did you get your prize that you won on the show the other week, your field testing kit? I hope you did, and apologies for the delay. That was down to me. Mercian Metal Detecting, have you got your Vortex yet? I think we're going to be looking at January for the Vortex, personally. Have you heard any more, Shane? Or
no, I went to visit Regton's because, believe it or not, my Deus broke. They fixed it there and then, bang on for them. And,
what broke?
The LCD broke on it, and I went in. Aaron had it apart within about 30 seconds. New LCD in. There you go, done. Can't beat that. But I had a swinging Vortex while I was in there.
Yeah, you're quite a big swinger, aren't you? Andrew T, hello from Canada, as Dave calls it. Charlie Dreamer, hope you're okay, mate. Don Maratin, I don't know who she is.
Michael Jarvis says I should have done my beard blue for like Dave.
And we've got Nick in the chat, metal detecting war relics. Nick West, he's been magnet fishing this week in France, which if you're magnet fishing in the UK, you're predominantly going to pull up Tesco's trolleys. Yeah, but France, I'll be very interested, Nick, what you pulled up when you were magnet fishing. David Evans, hi. Carl Ellis, hi. Steve Cord, oi oi. How's it going, Steve? Lovely bloke. Any lovely Steve Cord, brute man. He's a nice bloke. Abba and Fissa, good evening to you. David Evans, Gareth Howard, new viewer to the show. No, he's not. Gareth actually had a section of the show dedicated to his mother's loft, which I think we need to bring back.
Yeah.
Gareth, we need to. Nothing wrong with Adrian's wall, and we've got Adrian's wall tonight, and we've got a prize. But Gareth, we need to think of something related to metal detecting as a new show, a competition, because Gareth's loft I loved. It was that late 70s, early 80s Jimmy Savile type scenario thing. Yeah, so Philip, John Clayton, got everyone in there. Michael Jarvis. Shane, you should have dyed your beard blue. Crikey, there's quite a few people in the chat.
I don't think she'd be very impressed with that in 2 weeks.
Stevie out. No, Shane's getting married in 2 weeks. So hats off to him. Top man. Well done. And hopefully you'll come on the show live from your wedding and stream to us.
Well, it's on a Monday, so I could always pre-make a video.
Oh, Donna's just come up with a good one. Who's hiding in Dave's spine pouch?
Spank.
Well, yeah, Spank. I was thinking of Mrs. Kipling or Mr. Kipling. But anyway, Shane, we've got Gary Cook on tonight. I don't know if he's with John Lydell, but they're going to be announcing finally how much has been raised from RCM. this year. I might know how much it is. It's small, but this year at RCM, you came out with me and the Gator, Dave, and I think Ricardo and a few others, and you found something, didn't you? You like 20 foot away from me. What did you find, Shane?
I've been lucky. I went to No Frills as well, didn't I, with yourself, and I was lucky on that one as well. But that first find, at first, honestly, when I first pulled it out of the floor, I thought, oh, what's this bit of junk? And then as I pulled it up and realised it was heavy gold gilding on it, I was pretty damn impressed. And I remember holding it up, it's on my video, holding it up on the sky with you in the background, and you're turning around looking at me.
You found something of quite significant
consequence, yeah. Should I tell them all what the ID's been now?
Shall I? Yeah, go on. And what settings? I'll share what you found.
So it went to we all thought it was something Viking originally because it was a dragon, and you should be able to see like obviously the head on it, and then you've got all the gold gild, which it's quite heavy, and they thought it was at first like some sort of annular brooch from a Viking, like a really heavy one, but it's been sent off to my local flow, and then it's been sent to London now to see the Viking specialist, and he's come up with the ID, and he says he thinks it's I think you pronounce it like this, a crozier, if you pronounce it like that. So basically what that was that it would have been an archbishop or a what you call it? Yeah, a high up bishop basically, and it would have been on the top of his staff, and it would have looped around from the top of his staff. So it would have been the bishop's job to basically look after the church's flock, and that would have been on the top of his staff basically. Not many have been found, and they're dating it somewhere between the Viking era and late Saxon era. So it's looking pretty cool at the minute. Still waiting for a full. Yes, it is 100% this. Yes, it's treasure, but all the treasure forms and stuff are filled out ready just in case anyway.
And this is what they said.
Yes, that's the write-up, yeah. So an incomplete gilded zoomorphic probable staff or crozier terminal of probably late early medieval dating 700 to 900. So I'm pretty happy with that.
Well, I think hats off to you, mate. Well done, because
it was deep.
I remember we went on that field. I can't remember what field it was. Rodney Cook. And I saw you digging, and you were digging. How deep was that with the Deus 2 Master?
It was about 10 inches deep, around about that. It could have been a little bit more, it could have been a little bit less, but honestly, I think it was around about 10 inches deep in total. It was one of them where when you put your pointer in the hole, you just keep getting that buzz, and you're like, oh, what is it? And you keep digging, hoping you find it. And then by the time I saw it and pulled it out, I'd not really paid too much attention how deep, but I'm going to say about 10 inches.
And when you initially found it, you came up to me and said, "What's that?" Yeah. And I was like, "Oh."
1920s door handle.
Yeah, and you gave it to me. I gave you £5, and no. But it's interesting. Donna is in the chat. Really, a crozier handle? Bit late for a dragon. Very interesting, and it's too small. So it's quite big. It's probably about that big. Shape.
Yeah, easily like about my palm to about here. It is pretty big.
And it's quite thick, isn't it? It's probably about that.
It's very heavy.
Yeah, very, very heavy.
But when I showed it to Nick Berry with him, obviously making all his gold items and so on that he does, he said that it had looked like it had been mercury gilded. So they'd put mercury on and then painted it basically with a gold gild, and that's why you get the heavy gilt on it or something.
Wow.
Which was obviously in early days.
Flipping heck. Blimey, that's interesting. And what else did you find at Rodney? We're not going to talk all Rodney Cook tonight, don't worry, even though Gary's coming on shortly. So it's like 4 hours.
On that first Rodney Cook, I had that. Then I had 4 Roman coins and part of the brooch. And then not the detect off, the no frills. I had a Celtic Uni touch up. Never had one before, so I was over the moon with that. But it was like Gold City, that rally was. Couldn't believe how many it came up.
Yeah, how many was it? 12, 13 gold
Yeah.
status, all different, scattered like
Different fields, yeah.
Different fields. Yeah, and you did well. I think everyone did well on that, didn't they?
Yeah.
So without
there was
doubt.
so many hammers coming up. It was unreal how many of them were coming up.
So Shane, you've got the Deus 2 master, right?
Yeah.
And I won't say you are a master. I know you do kung fu, chop suey, and all that malarkey, and you've got like your
The master of the
double.
master.
Yeah, yeah. So you've had the master now for what, a year and a half?
Yeah, maybe a little bit more.
Yeah, probably a bit more. If I could say to you now, money's no object, what machine would you like to upgrade to if you wanted to? And keep your Deus Master.
In all honesty, I'd probably just upgrade to a control box. I'd be happy with it. I really wouldn't want any more of a machine. If I was to pick, though, I'd want to go with the Matical. With the 6-inch coil on. Which
the Master Saddler has.
Yes. He hasn't got the little coil, he needs to get that.
Yeah. Or he's got the 18-inch coil like I've got, which I'm going out with this weekend. That's a beast. 18-inch, the Myth-Tech coil from Coil Tech. That is a beast. I should have brought that to the No Frills because it's a ridiculously big coil, but it's not too bad to use at all. I detected a detectable for 4 hours with it, and I didn't come back like that. I can still pick up my pint.
I spent years and years though detecting with Mind Lab, didn't I, before I went to the Deus, the Vanquish.
Yes, that's interesting, isn't it? Yeah, because you started off with the Vanquish.
Yeah.
And then you went to the Nox, didn't you?
Yeah, the only reason I ended up with the Deus is because I've got a site with a cockpit on.
A what on?
A cockpit. So a cockfighting pit.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
And,
right, Rob Randall's in the chat, and he'll love that.
And it was a manor house as well, and it's covered. There was fox hunting done there. It's covered in musket balls. And I'm not kidding. I've got a jar in that cabinet with over 1,000 musket balls off that same site. And
how many?
Over 1,000. It's ridiculous. I mean, I've got a jar full of them, mate, all different sizes. And
from the cockpit.
Yeah, from around there, yeah. And I took Fodder and Rick on once, and they both brought the Deuses. And I was digging every single musket ball. And they said, they stopped digging. I was like, why? How do you know the difference? And he says, well, with the Deus, you get a tiny bit more information. He says you can kind of hear the curve on the ball as it crackles away or as the tone fades off. And I was like, I'm going to have to buy one. I'm going to have to try it. And I did. And don't get me wrong, I still dig them because I always think, what if it was a gold coin muddled up or in a ball? So I still do dig them.
I think, if we all like a musket ball, especially when you get teeth marks in it. You know about that, don't you?
Yeah, I've got quite a few with teeth marks,
yeah. Yeah.
The Romans, was it, chewing them? No, Romans chewed lead, didn't they?
Yeah. The whole point of that, Donna Martin will probably put me right, but they used to buy it into the musket ball.
Oh, God. That's just a selection of them.
Actually, that's not 1,000, Shane. You're lying again.
No, that's a selection of them. They can't fit on a glass pillar. But every one of them are different sizes.
Do your kids eat them? Because you put them in
definitely not. Definitely not.
They're going to have like dementia when they're like 9. Rob Brandon, hi Rob, has come up with something. Sorry I didn't see you at No Frills, Rob. I know you were there, but I was actually detecting. And I went away to a nice cosy hotel in the evening. What was that weird gold coated bar thing Shane found?
Not a clue. No one's been able to ID it. Do you want me to go get it? See if somebody can.
Yeah, go on. Go
Let me
and
go
get
grab
it. I like this. All right, James. I think James said about Saturday going out detecting to me earlier. Saturday, did he say? James is the person I go metal detecting with. He occasionally turns up in inappropriate clothing, and I have to re-clothing because leather shorts might be good for wear and tear, but not with a friend. Yes. So, yeah, get you go. I'll make you big. I don't know how to do it. No, sorry.
You're big.
How do I do it? How do I make? Oh, I'll just do that. Oh, go on.
So there's like a run of gold down the middle of it, but everyone who's looked at it says it looks like poured gold. So it like runs all the way down. It's quite heavy. This I've tested for silver, but it's not. Not a clue what that is. And then on the sides, it's like still got the gold coating on it as well. The only explanation I got from the RCM was possible faked gold ingot. Or that's a bit of lead in the middle. Yeah.
That's very interesting.
But definitely different.
Did you show Nick Berry?
Yeah. He had a look at it under his like little eye thing, and he said it's definitely poured. He says they definitely poured the gold onto it. It's not normal, basically, but no one could give it an ID. And I agree with what Gary said. He says you'll probably never get an ID from it.
No. What field was that? The Friday field?
Yeah, Friday field, same as that.
Oh, I don't know how to make it big. Well,
it's blurry anyway. But yeah, a unit.
Oh, hang on. Does that work? Oh,
yeah,
I found the button. Show us again.
Not magnetic, so that's the unit. And then we've got... There you go. See, it's a bit better further away. So you can see how it's all crude. And it's like a really heavy...
If you put it on your nose, it'll focus better. That's better, yeah, and get really close. No, up your nose.
There you go. You kind of see it. But yeah, it's got it here as well, like on the edges of all the pieces.
That's a nice find.
So it was definitely covered in it.
Well, Philip Wills has just said that tungsten is often used to fake gold because of its density. I didn't know that. Oh, Philip Wills has also said, have you tested, see if it's magnetic?
Yeah, it's not magnetic.
Oh.
Which I thought that was strange as well.
Oh, Anthony Mims. Hello, Anthony. Legal stuff. Got a blank Belgaze stator back from the Flow after recording and sold it for scrap. Flow contacted me saying now classed as treasure as found near a silver unit. What happens now? Oh, gosh. Anthony, if you're a member of the NCMD or AMDS or FID, contact them because that's something that could get... it's classed as treasure. Legal stuff got a blank mistake back from Flow after recording it sold for scrap. Flow contacted me.
Well, if it's been recorded and disclaimed, we can't do anything about it.
Yeah. Donna Martin, what would you say to that? Because she is our number one specialist. And I'm going to give her fireworks for that.
Do you want to see a weird one?
It's Adrian? Not working. It's not working. Oh, yeah, it is. Donna Martin, what would you say to what Anthony Mims says? Donna Martin has been to Asda today because they got a discount on gin. Oh, what's this, Shane?
Why is it?
What's
It's
that?
so blurry.
Put your face behind it. So put it in front of you. That's it.
Can't see the writing on it. It's a teardrop of Sheba.
I used to have a dog called Sheba.
It's got like Indian, like really old Indian writing on it.
Donna Martins replied, "It's been disclaimed and sold. There's nothing you can do. Flow in error." Yes. Thank
If
you,
it's been
Donna.
disclaimed and you've got the letters to say it's been disclaimed, what's the problem?
Yes.
So
So
you disclaimed it.
Donna, TC Detect, she's my number one. That might be because she bought him Radox bath lotion at Detectable, and I also bought him a 1978 can of talcum powder, Yardley, I think it was. So yeah, all good stuff. Apologies if I'm tired tonight or lagging, because I was up at 3:45 this morning because I had to take my daughter to the airport, so I've been up quite a long time. I did have a little nap this afternoon though. Oh, Donna bought him a beer. Yes, I don't. Yeah, well, we all know Tony TC Detects drinks beer, don't
Have
we?
you showed the video of Dave falling over? Yeah.
I haven't got it. Well, Dave does all the.
I know Dave's got it on his Facebook.
Yeah, we've got.
Oh, mate, it was stunning.
Gary Cook.
It was so funny, that was. We had to jump over 2 fences. So we've gone to the first fence, and Dave can't get his leg over, so I've had to hold the barbed wire down. And him holding the barbed wire down, he's got one leg over, his detector over, then puts his shovel and he brings his last foot, and he must have clipped the barbed wire with his toes, and he went down face first. Gets up, he's going, "Oh, I think I broke your wrist. I think I broke your wrist."
Yeah, I think definitely Dave has it. Oh, hang on. Gareth Howard's come up with the new game. TC Falls. Tony Kaywood falls over in numerous supermarkets around the country. Have you Gareth, I like that a lot, but Tony is a different acumen. He doesn't go to supermarkets personally. He sends out his
housing manager.
No, he's got hands. I can't say it in a with what's going on in the world at the moment, but he employs certain people to do jobs for him. Huh?
I get you.
Yeah, you can't say the word on social media, and I think it is illegal what Tony does, but they're happy. They're happy. He feeds them and stuff. So Tony Cohen's not sure about that then. So I went out detecting last Thursday, Shane, for the whole day. And I went out again Saturday, and I went out with this little monkey, right?
Oh, C-scope.
Yeah, old machine, CS6 MXI. I'm not sure what the I means. Single frequency, 17 hertz, on a permission which I have done to death. My mate's done to death. My son's been on. The owner of Treasure Hunting magazine's been on, and a flipping ding dongs. I pulled up loads of stuff. Not all great, a lot of lead, but coin weight, crotal bells, hammered, cut half. What else did I pull up? I bought up. If you could have a box of chocolates with detector finds in, for the most common ones, they were all in there, but nice ones, not ring pulls or shotgun shells.
Could that be because it's obviously, like, you know, when you're digging with a Deus or a Manticore, and you've got your "I'm going to dig that," and you've got the "I'm definitely not going to dig that," then you've got the iffy ones. Is that because you're not digging iffy?
But what tells you, are you going to dig that?
A solid tone both ways.
What else tells you?
Your VDI.
What else tells you?
Sound?
Ferrous, non-ferrous, So
Yeah.
on the master, you've got on the DS2 control, you got your ferrous, non-ferrous, half horseshoe sort of thing. You got an ID, you got your tones. You got three things there. Now, obviously, those who don't know, new to metal detecting, the C-scope machine, look at that. It's like a 1980s turbo graphic equalizer cassette box. I had none of that. So all I had was the tones. How many times would I have gone over those targets with a modern day machine? That's only 11, 12 years old. It's not that old. And the one I have is brand new. How many targets would you go over? This isn't me. This is the average detectorist, and go, oh, it's iron. Oh, it's only reading 15, PD 90. You wouldn't dig it. I heard a good tone. That's all I had. Good tone, and dug it.
Yeah.
And yeah, Stephen
So
Bray, gut feeling. Andy Kerridge, what depth? Very good question, because with the C-scope, you've got auto ground balance, which I've found to be excellent on my the mission I'm on. It's quite a large field, so part of it is ionised and the other half is quiet. There's a lot of coke on there, and it was pulling up coke, but I began to learn what the coke was. I reckon Crotal Bell probably 7 or 8 inches, banging.
On the bad.
Yeah, the one that really got me was a lovely strap end, which was probably laying like that. That was about 10 inches, bit faint but clear. So you're talking about depth, and that's a very interesting question, because I got kindly given a Garrett machine from 1978, brand new, boxed, from someone the other week. Instruction manual, treasure hunting manual. Can you imagine that? Do you remember when you used to get? Well, you don't. You're a bit young, but years ago, you used to get annuals. Sorry, so like Dino, Whizzer and Chips, Looking, la 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 la, Looking. But every magazine would produce an annual, and in there would be the best things. And Treasure Hunting magazine used to do an annual, and I'd be interested if people would buy an annual. What it had in it, I don't know. It could be the reviews of the machines over the year or whatever, but in there is detectors from 1978. There was probably about 30 machines from probably 8 manufacturers, 8 compared to what we got today, and some of them were saying 12, 10 inches on single VLF frequency. And I know for a fact my dad, with his old C-scope, would go down 10 inches to find a Roman.
Yeah.
So we've moved a long way in technology, as in screen display, ground balance, auto tracking, everything. But have we? Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's a bit like a car. When I learned to drive, I had no ABS, no traction control. Yeah. So I would drive the car to the limit, and I would know how well until I crashed it. But we've got so many additions now, which most of the time are really good. But you get that one bit of land where you're not sure.
Yeah.
I won't say a brand, or there's a few brands. A recently ploughed field with a detector over it in multi-frequency is, I personally have found, not the best. Drop it down single. So I'm just.
I don't think people give themselves enough time with new machines to learn the complicated tones. I don't, because it's like I see that many people bring spare machines and then they'll go out with a Deus, and then half the day they're like, I'm not finding anything, so I'm going out with a Manticore, and then they'll go out with something else, and like, you're not learning the complicated tones the machine give you.
But you say those complicated tones and the tones, but if you're relying on, how can I put it? A multi-frequency machine might produce a different tone on a hammered coin on its side in ionized soil compared to deep clay non-ionised soil.
Yeah.
But would a single frequency give you the same target signal tone? This is it's a lot of physics going on here, and a lot of technology and stuff like that. I mean, Stephen Brame, don't forget to hit the like button. Yes, thank you, Stephen. We've got 8 people watching tonight. Woohoo! Most
More than
that we've
usual.
had since February 2019. So thank you, Stephen Brame. I'm only joking. Derek Sherwin, more importantly, I used to get Whizzer and Chips. Derek, I used to love Whizzer and Chips. I preferred it over the Beano and the Dandy. Shane, did you ever get comics?
Yes, I did. It's an early age.
What one did you get?
Probably won't know them unless saying that because you're lad, you probably know Pokemon.
It
and
wasn't.
Stuff like that.
It wasn't
Sonic.
stuff, was it?
No, they were
Sonic?
just they were gaming sort of magazines.
What, cartoons?
Yeah, and gaming at the same time, so mixed in.
It's weird.
So you get a Pokemon magazine that'll tell you like a bit like how Treasure Hunter got prices in it, tell you what the cards are for sale, then it'll tell you a story or the next episode before it actually airs on tally and stuff. Used to get them.
Interesting. Dean McAvady, the Halo effect. Do you know about the Halo effect, Shane?
Yes.
What do you think of it?
I think you normally get rid of it when you take another scoop out your roll.
Mm.
When it's like you'll get a toe and dig your soil, and where's it gone? Take another scoop out, and it certainly comes back most of the time.
Andy Kerridge, the Eagle. I used to love the Eagle. They used to give away UFO frisbees and stuff like that. This is interesting. Stephen Brame, he's just bought some ferrite cores to put on my detector to help under power lines. Has anyone tried this? No.
No.
Stephen, are you still rocking the Quest Q30? Gareth's come up.
New game. Home is where the heart is. Yeah, but he's not going to come all the way to Staffordshire to break into mine unless we can do it AI affected.
I think that would be really good for Jules, but he can't drive, so I'd have to drive him. And I'd end up drinking
I can teach him.
Gold special brew in someone's house and wouldn't be able to do it. Quest Q35. That's interesting, Stephen, because the Quest Q35, I've heard that it's the same as the Q60.
I thought you knew I was a gamer, Adrian.
A gay what?
A gamer. Computer gaming.
Computer gaming. Yes.
Yeah.
Xbox or PS4
or PC. Didn't think you'd understand that.
Is it liquid cooled?
Yeah, it's water cooled. Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Keith Ellis, you're lucky if you had an older sister and only had hand-me-downs. Some people had to be happy with Jackie magazine. I remember Jackie. Sorry, I remember Jackie. I didn't have a sister, but my dad worked in the print. So, Andy Kerridge, very good question. Very, very good question. No,
I reckon. I was going to say I don't think you do. No,
it's a very good question. I like exploring detectors, and so obviously I field test for Treasure Hunting magazine. I'm very fortunate to get all the latest machines. I hope to have the Vortex soon. And I would say the Deus 2, the Manticore, the Nocta Legend, all the top end machines are really, really good, and they really punch a lot of power. However, if you've got a Tesla which is the bee's knees of cars on technology, and you go around a racetrack, your Tesla has brake assistance, squirrel detector, pigeon detector. It's got everything on it. You'll quite often see on YouTube some bloke pull up in a 1989 or 1992 Mazda MX-5, absolutely wringing the nuts out of him and overtaking him on bends and
Down
stuff
to
like
the
that.
user, I suppose.
Yeah, it's down to the user, but more importantly, it's down to the basics.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying now that, you know, if you're starting out in the hobby, go out and buy a C-scope machine, 100%, yeah, unless you get a basic one. And even then, it's not going to be as easy as buying a new Nocta or a Garrett or a sort of ORX or whatever machine. But I think it's a Britishness in me. It might be something from the Second World War when we thought we were the underdogs. Don't mention the war, Pike. You like to test and play with things, and you like to find things that you'd like to find a trick, a gap, a niche, and how it can perform. So, yeah, I mean, I've just written a field test on the Golden Mask 7, which has been out 2 years. Yeah, Sid Perry came up to me, talking to Sid Perry. Sid Perry, Heart of England Metal Detecting, YouTube, after the show, not now, because we've got 3 viewers and we can't drop out on anymore. Heart of England Metal Detecting, Sid Perry, Nick Berry, done an absolutely fantastic video for the No Frills Rodney Cook. I might be in it, but he
just
came up to
posted
me.
it before the show.
Huh?
He's just posted it before the show. No, he said us.
Yeah. He come up to me and said, "Oh, is that a new machine, Adrian, you're testing?" I was like, "No, it's Golden Mask 7. It's been out 2 years." But they haven't got the marketing budget that the big companies have got. And that's a cracking machine. Next month in Treasure Hunting, there's a field test I've done there. I think it's one of the biggest write-ups I've done for a long time because it's a cracking little machine. It's a bit like years ago, your dad had come home in a Merc or a BMW or an Audi, and then you got the odd dad who turned up in the Saab. His Saab was faster. His Saab had funky things where you had different way of starting it and stuff like that. That's where it is. That's where it is. Sorry, I'm rapping on here, Shane.
I'm listening.
Mr. Cook, but you get what I'm saying. You could give me. I like driving cars and like driving cars fast, and I've driven some very fast cars. But put me in a mini Metro. Oh, you don't know what a mini Metro is.
Of course I do. I was a mechanic. I used to weld them.
Oh yeah, Austin Metro. So I like getting the most out of things and out of a budget. But at the end of the day, you can have a Minelab Manticore, or you can have a Viking VX20 or whatever. It depends your permission, your land, how you detect, what's under your feet. So
yeah,
I personally would love to find a horde with a very low end machine just to prove a point.
What was the hardest car you ever driven then?
Mark 1 Escort.
Hardest, not the nicest. It's not your favourite. The hardest car.
I didn't like the Mark 1 Escort because it had an offset of the. God, that's a very good question. I've driven lots of cars.
Citroen CV2, I'm going to say.
Oh, actually, probably a Lada. Probably a Lada. Yeah, Lada.
I hated Ladas.
Heavy clutch, poor brakes, poor handling, poor interior. Yeah. Sorry, we're waffling. Derek Gibbons, Saab 9000, fantastic car. Mercy and Metal Detecting. I won one in June, still waiting for the flame thing. Yes, Mercy, and I think we're looking like January. Donna Martin's talking about knickers. Derek Gibbon, there was a PS3 game called Calba's Big Game Hunter, which was removed from UK advertising because it kept getting teased that sounded like Big Game Hunter.
Oh dear. And that
I'm
was
gonna
then, not
screenshot
now.
that. I'm going to screenshot that. Said it's my son. Thank you, Derek. That is right. Mark Vatrius, where are we podcasting from? Mark Watros. Hi, Mark. Thank you for joining the show, and please give us a like. I'm not sure where you're based, but if you've heard of St Paul's Cathedral in London, we are in the top spire tower. But tonight only. Next week, we're hoping to be at the British President's residence in the UK. Thank you very much. I like turning a tank, Nick
He's on
Berry.
about a lot, really.
Oh,
Got
Anthony
the
Mims.
turning circle of the Titanic.
New Treasure Act, Section B, number 26, is flawed, methinks. I also found a Denari, recorded, got it back. Months later, found another same area, got it back. Then asked to give both to the flow. Who asked you to give it to the flow? Then asked to give it to the flow as class treasure. So how long you got to keep your fines? Not that I'm selling them, if I get them back. Well, you've got 14 days to declare it if it's of significance or treasure. I'm a bit confused there. Recorded, got it back. Recorded, got it back. Well, if it's been disclaimed and it's not treasure, it's yours.
The second coin would have to go down as treasure, wouldn't it? But I think what he's saying is they want both coins, but I can't understand that myself.
Well, no, if it's fine, I'm not going to get into that. If you've any doubt, talk to NCMD, AMDS, or FIG.
Because we had that Roman Horde last year, didn't we? The year before, where we had 6 Denari with the Republicans. We've had another 4 this year, but she's done them as 2 separate treasure acts. She's done the first one as a treasure act, then disclaimed it and give the second one as another treasure act.
Yeah, Anthony, thank you for your comments tonight. How can I put it? I won't say anything. Donna Martin, you're in the chat. We had a phone call today, and Donna is very experienced. I won't say archaeologist, Flo, or whatever, but Donna, we had a talk about this today. It's a bit like buying fish and chips. You go to one shop, you get really nice fish and chips. You go to another shop, and you might get different type of quality. Donna Martin, my flow records bits of my hoard. Yeah, and that's what I thought as well. Thank you, Donna. Right, we've got 50 minutes. Gary Cook hasn't bloody turned up. And
he's in the chat.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, he's in the chat. He probably hasn't got the link again as usual.
I sent him the link. Have you got the link, Gary?
But it's Gary.
Where is he? He
said evening all about 5 minutes ago. There you go. I need link.
Oh, you idiot. Gary. Do you know what? Biggest mistake ever when they brought out mint Baileys, right? Gary gets through 2 or 3 bottles a night. Gary, I sent you an email to it. I'll send it to you on the app of Watts. I don't know how to do it then.
Have a random guess while you're doing that of what's the oldest car I've driven.
Right, let's make Shane big whilst I'm.
What would you say would be the oldest car I've driven? Bearing in mind I'm 33, I had to think about it. I bet people will think something like Mini or something. What's the oldest car you've driven, Adrian?
Bear with me. I'm just trying to copy something. The oldest, probably. I've driven E-Type Jags.
I've driven a 1930s Rover P1.
That's quite impressive.
And I had to do the head gasket on it, which was not fun.
Well, it should be easy on that because it's a basic head gasket.
Yeah, but they made a copper back then, so you used to have to take the head off, do the head gasket, and then they'd have to come back in another 3 times, so you retighten the bolts down because the copper's gone soft and stuff. It was a pain. Even the head was cast iron as well as the block. So you couldn't get them skimmed. You couldn't have them leveled.
If
you send me the link, Adrian, I'll send it to you through Facebook. If that doesn't work. Or is it the same link you sent me?
Do we?
There it is, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the same link. Yeah.
I'll send this to him on Facebook now.
Sorry. So Gareth, those of you who've joined us tonight, thank you. Oh, Steve Cord, Maxi. I'll tell you what. #1 car for people in bands, especially if you're a drummer. Put the back seats down and Austin Maxi. Shane, what's going on in the background?
Not a clue. What's going on? We can all hear on the show. I've sent it to him anyway. Hopefully he's got it now.
My wife's sending him a fax, so hopefully he'll get it. Reliant Robin van, very, very good cars, very fast. Gary, I've sent it to you on WhatsApp. Shane sent it to you on Book of Fact. Oh dear! I don't think I could get him on. Not what he's got on.
I can't see you're the host.
he's just putting a top on. Hang on. He's doing his hair, putting his pants on. Yeah, he's all dressed. He's sitting. Gary.
Hey, Ned.
Hey, Gary, how are you?
I'm good.
Good.
Is that better?
That's it. You're in the right mode of mind.
No, it's my John Lydell back in January as a special gift to a good mate. Got me tickets to for us to go and see Depeche Mode's World Tour because he knows how much I love Depeche Mode, and I've seen him quite a few times over the years. So we went in January to watch Depeche Mode. So I've got my Mode top on.
I like that. It's quite trendy.
It doesn't fit me much though. It was medium when I bought it in January, and I've porked out a bit over the last 9 months. So I need to go back on diet after Christmas.
I very much doubt it. The amount of running round you've done in the last few months has been amazing. So Gary, you kindly came on the show tonight. Last week you came on to talk to us about the no frills and the main event.
Yes, yeah, we wanted to just talk about no frills, and Shane had a good no frills. In fact, Shane had a good RCM all round this year.
Did indeed. They were trying to ID that earlier, that gold thing, but still no one knows what it is.
I still stand by what I initially said when you showed it to me at the no frills. I think it's a fake gold ingot, and they sometimes use lead and then covered it in gold. But I think that is the same weight metal as what the gold ingot would be, and they would just dip it into gold and then pass it on as a solid gold bar. And and I think they're still doing it nowadays, aren't they? They're fake.
Yeah, true.
Like
they drill them, don't they?
Definitely.
I know. So but yeah, you had a cracking.
I did. I had that. I had my units. I had Roman coins.
You go. I still remember your smile on your face when you come up to me in the field to show it to me.
Let's go.
And you shouted at me, "Cookie, give me look what I got."
I don't think anyone had a Celtic coin yet. I'm sure I was one of the first pull one up.
Well, it was a good sight. In fact, I've had probably best part of 70 messages from people saying we've got unfinished business there. So
I've told you that.
You did as well. And
yes.
I did ask everyone if they want to go back, I can arrange it. I can arrange a no frills possibly to go back there. But they have also got quite a lot of other fields that we haven't been on yet.
Yeah.
So we could, we can go back to that site. As I say, that it was you get every so often you get a feel for an area, and Neil Cleveland calls me the field whisperer. That's his nickname for me, because he says to me, you can just smell it, Cookie. Because I can tell you a quick story about me and Neil about that. I love Neil with all my heart. He's one of the funniest people I've ever known. And when I'm feeling really down, and I do have my moments, obviously, when I get quite down and things get on top of me, I can always rely on Neil to pick me up, because Neil's the kind of guy who, once you've met him, he's like a drug. And I don't mean it in a bromance or anything like that, although he would probably take me up on it if I offered it to him. Very joking. I don't know if Neil's watching this, but Neil is one of the nicest people I know, and I was very, very lucky to meet him. And when we met, is for the first time, we just clicked. And when he comes out detecting with me, he's not interested in. He loves the metal detecting, but he loves the camaraderie of us being together. And he, bless him, he's been very ill recently. He's had a really bad batch of COVID, chest infection. He's been seriously ill. And if he's listening, get well soon, mate. I'll ring you tomorrow. But Neil's the kind of guy when you're out in the field, and he can almost sense if I'm having a tough time, because he just has me in hysterics in minutes. Some of the things that he comes out with, I can't say on the show, obviously, because it's a family show. But he has this inner power in him to be able to remove the evil demons in me and refill me with good, if that makes sense. If I'm having, if I've had a bit of hate, or I've had some nasty messages sent to me, or I've had people.
You get hate, Gary. You get hate.
I do, yeah. Quite a lot of it. But but Neil's the sort of guy who can, who really knows how to pick me up. But going back to the story, because I'm kind of babbling on about Neil. We went off to this site that I picked up, and we were traveling down the track, and Neil looked at me and he went, "There's the field cookie. That's the field cookie. That's the one we want to be in." I just sense it, mate, and I wasn't feeling it, so I went along with it. We went in the field, just bits of crap, bits of scrap, a few other little odds and sods, and something was telling. I was looking over to the other end, and I was thinking, that's where you got to be. So we went back for a coffee, and I said to him, "Come on, mate, let's go over there." Oh, well, yeah, right, yeah. So we started walking out the field, and I just had this. I don't know if any of you can back me up on this, or any other detectorists have had this feeling, but every so often, if I'm in a field, I suddenly get. It's a bit like the detectorist moment when he turns around and he says, "Can you hear horses?" Mm-hmm. And it's very, very similar to that. I just get this weird feeling come over me, and I just suddenly get this urge that this is where we need to be. And I took 2 steps forward and looked down, and I started seeing the Roman pottery on the ground. And within a few minutes, we were picking up Roman coins. And he said to me, "I don't know how you do it." I went, "Well, I don't know myself. I just felt it. I just felt it." And Neil, ever since that day, his nickname for me is the Field Whisperer, because he just says to me, wherever Cookie's going, I'm following him. And it don't always work like that, but as I say, he that's his nickname for me. It's the Field Whisperer, and that is the feeling that I had when I first went to the No Frills site that we had this year. I walked. The farmer, the landowner, took me out in his car and showed me round. And when we got to the Friday field, I looked at John. I said, "That's where we're going to be." Mm. And I had a lot of acreage to show, and I said, "No, this is where." I just got that funny feeling come over me, and I just almost felt as if the field was talking to me, and it proved it in my, whether it's just luck, I don't know, but it was proved right, because the Friday field produced some cracking finds. We had like we said, we've had a few gold staters over the site, and then the fields behind continued into that, and I think field 12 produced a few hammered and a couple of Saxon finds. So, it's difficult to explain the feeling, but yeah, it's definitely something there. I don't know if you two have ever. But...
Not only do you get tuned into the ground, Gary, you also, among many others and supporters of marshals, have, I'd say, the world's most successful metal detecting rally ever. And you're up for Pride of Britain Award this year for all the hard work you and everyone. Well, I won't say you because it isn't you, because you don't do anything. You just sit at home drinking whiskey every night. But the marshals and
I just let John sort it all out.
Yeah, John. But it's a massive plus in the hobby. And anyone watching tonight who hasn't been to Rodney Cook or hasn't heard about it, Google it, and you'll find out. Gary and his team have been shortlisted for Pride of Britain Awards, won it in the Southwest. Is it Southwest?
We won the Southwest East. So they split the Southwest up into 4, because the Southwest is a massive area. You know, you've got Devon, Cornwall, Wiltshire, Somerset, Bristol, all of that. They split it up into North, East, South, and West. So we are in the east of Wiltshire, where we're based. So we won the Southwest East. We were anonymously nominated. Oh, bloody hell, I managed to say that without getting tongue-tied. Anonymously nominated. Oh, I'm quite proud of that. So we were then anonymous. I got it wrong now. I should have ended when I was on top. We were anonymously nominated, and there was quite a lot of people nominated for our region because it's one of the largest ones. And we made it into the quarterfinals. And as many of you know, the ITV were filming at the main RCM rally, the documentary that they were filming as part of the Pride of Britain. And I did have to say at the No Frills, because there had been a bit of a nasty rumour going around that we'd saved the pasture field behind the marquee only for certain people. So there was a few people at the No Frills who I had to put right about that. Basically, if they bothered to come to the briefing, like I always say, they would have understood what was going on.
That was the main RCM, not the No Frills one.
That's the main RCM, yeah. The main RCM, I said it in the briefing, if, you know, ITV are here filming, they will be doing some filming in the field behind for the first hour, where they're just getting people to pretend to walk the metal detectors like they do for our artistic license. And then once they finished filming, then the Friday, that was part of the Friday detecting, and hundreds of people went in there. So it wasn't covered up. It wasn't given just for a certain select few. It was there for filming to start with. So ITV were filming our documentary, which you can actually still see, I think, on one of our Facebook groups. And it was about a 5-minute, 10-minute long documentary all about the RCM, where I explain, like I have many times, about the origins of the RCM and Dad and my friends, and how we've evolved the RCM over the years, and how, you know, even Adrian was in it. You know, there's a clip of Adrian with his laptop, and as I'm talking to him, and I sort of say, "Have you got that spinny thing, Adrian?" And Adrian knows exactly what I'm talking about. He goes, "Yes, I know what you're talking about."
I haven't seen that.
Yeah, you've not seen that documentary. No. You've not seen it. I'll have to send you the link for it. Yeah, I'll send you the link. There's me and you chatting in the field, and I'm just talking to you about the spinny thing, but you know exactly what I'm talking about when I say the spinny thing.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
And, you know, but how we've evolved and everything else, and how, you know, like I said to you, when you came in and revamped it with the booking in service and booking in stuff and everything, and you did the website for us and everything else, and it's evolved to that point where we've made it into the final 4. They did the filming, and then about 2 weeks ago, I think 3 weeks ago now, I was called into the hospital at the Bath Royal United, and under a pretext of something else. And when I walked in, ITV jumped up with a camera and said, "Congratulations, you've won the Pride of Britain Regional Awards, and you will be representing us at the main event on Monday." So it's being filmed on Monday, and it will be broadcast on. So everybody watching this, unfortunately, it's on a Thursday night. So the big detecting show might be live at the same time as the Pride of Britain.
Well,
we
we might be there. we might do a live show from there, Gary. Like I said the other day to someone in the chat, we're broadcasting from St Paul's Cathedral tonight in the top tower. Well, I am. Shane isn't, but more importantly, Gary, all the hard work that's gone over the years. This year was a big event. There was, I know there was a lot of money spent by the RCM on marquees, tents. Everything's gone up in cost: fuel, catering, insurance, everything. But are you gonna tell us how much has been raised? I'm not putting you on the spot, making you big screen.
I have it written down by the powers that be, who have been meticulously working out. Like you said,
we want it to the pence.
Yeah. Like you said, bills have gone up this year. The marquee went up by 10%, the toilet went up by 15%, gator hire. People don't realise how much you have to spend. The security team that we pay, the entertainment, the comedians don't come for free, and the band don't come for free. The security team, the shower block, the toilets, the marquee, the minibuses, everything.
Feeding 70 marshals.
This way, the generator alone used up 395 quid's worth of diesel just for the generator. And then you have to pay for the diesel in all the vans and everything. So costs have gone up, but
how much?
Are you ready? This year's RCM and all of our events together will be donating to charity.
Keyword: donating.
Donating to charity. This is the figure that we will be donating to our charities. £110,165.53. I'm going to drop the mic.
Whoa. Fantastic, Gary.
Well done. That is an awful lot of money.
110,165 pounds and 53p.
I think that is amazing. Absolutely amazing. And hands up, £110,165 and 53p. So well done, Gary, RCM team and everything. Nice having you on the show, Gary, and speak to you soon. No, that is amazing. That is amazing.
To be honest with you, I never thought, with all the costs going up, and don't forget, we didn't have a one-dayer this year either. We only had the two events. We didn't have the one-dayer as well. Last year we had the main rally, the no frills, and the one-day event, and we didn't have the one-day detect off this year. So to be able to beat last year's figure with just the two events is unbelievably amazing. And the charities that we will be donating to, I will give them. We will be donating as ever to the RUHX, which is the Royal United Hospital Cancer Charity Dyson Centre that we have been raising money for since the very beginning. That's the hospital where my dad died. That's where he was treated. The William Budd ward there is now being, where my dad was, is now being revamped, and as you've all seen the brand new building. And we all were privileged to go in there this year to have it before it was launched. And my mum, bless her heart, for the first time since Dad died, stood in that hospital. Could never bring herself to go back after what happened, but she did. She forced herself to go there because she wanted to be part of it. So the RUHX hospital at Bath, RUHX charity at RUH Bath Hospital will be getting some of the money. Brighter Futures. Both the RUHX and Brighter Futures were at our main rally this year. Brighter Futures are effectively another cancer charity that runs out of the Great Western Hospital in Swindon. So my dad did go there a couple of times for a few treatments. But it's another fantastic charity with amazing people who do such amazing work with cancer victims and their families, just like the RUHX does. They concentrate on not just the people fighting cancer, but the families who are fighting that cancer with them. And people sometimes forget that there are other people involved when somebody is fighting cancer. There are other people involved, the families that are helplessly watching their loved ones fade away and almost nothing they can do. So these charities help the families as well. So they will be getting some, part of it. Now, at the No Frills this year, you would have seen Gary Richardson, who is a representative of what they call the Countryside Learning. And Countryside Learning is a fantastic charity. It was put to us by one of our landowners, who is a patron of them. And I did say, look, if you're helping us with land, why can't we help you with donating some to your charity that you're a patron of? And Countryside Learning is an incredible group. They effectively give children from inner cities, children who literally live day by day in high-rise flats, in cities like London and Manchester, places like that. People where some of these children have never even really, some of them, believe it or not, have never actually seen a real field or a cow in a field. They've only seen them on television. They have never been out of the city. So they might see the odd patch of grass, if you're walking around near a park. They've never actually been into the countryside. So this this charity helps children experience the countryside, and they go away for weekends, or they take them out for day trips. And it's, when Gary was telling me about it, and he feels so passionately about it, I felt compelled that it was something that we, especially as one of our landowners has donated the land, it would be nice for the RCM to help support them. And Gary, bless him, he said to me, I want to give you some raffle prizes. What would you think I should give? He said, because I've never given raffle prizes to a metal detecting rally before. And No Frills this was. And so I said, well, just knock yourself out, Gary. Do what you want. You know what I mean? We appreciate anything. Just knock yourself out. He turns up with a toaster, a set of wine glasses, a hairdryer.
The hairdryer.
And a kettle. And when we were doing the prizes and doing the raffle, I picked up the hairdryer. And before I drew the ticket, I said, please let a bald bloke win it. Please. Please let a bald bloke win it. And look what happened, Shane. What happened?
Yeah, I saw the photos as well as well.
Oh dear, he was, bless his heart, he was a good game for a lap. He was bald as a coot. He didn't have a hair on his head. He looked like Kojak, sticking a lollipop in his mouth.
Have you ever totaled the tally up from all the years you've done this of how much you've raised?
I'll do that in a second, if I can remember. So we got that.
And that's an awful lot of money in total.
Yeah, and the last charity that we're giving to, it's a guy came up to me at the main rally and put his arm around me, as many of them do. Many people at the main rally, at the rallies, come up to me and tell me their story. I told you about Pauline and John last week, and I absorb their stories. They tell me what their cancer story, or they tell me their, what they've been going on in their lives, and they feel as if, sometimes it's good to talk to someone who knows what they're going through. Yeah. And I do absorb a lot of it, and it can be quite, I've said this before, it can be quite, a responsibility is enormous when you're talking to someone with their their responsibility, and it's a great responsibility. And I never turn anyone away, and I would always listen and talk and have a cuddle and chat, because they want to tell me their stories, their cancer stories. And this particular chap at the RCM this year came up to me. I've never met him before, and he started telling me about his daughter who died from cancer, and she's left his granddaughter, and she's in her 30s, and it broke my heart, if I'm being honest, just like John and Pauline at the No Frills. It breaks my heart all the time. My heart. To hear anyone's story like this, and to feel privileged and honoured for them to talk to me about it, is a massive honour for me and a massive privilege. And I feel so. I can't think of the words. There's not enough words for me to describe how brave these people are and how amazing they are. And this is what the RCM is completely about. These people. The RCM is about these people. No other reason. These are just incredibly brave people. And he was telling me about how his daughter had passed away. And a charity that he supports is Sarcoma UK. And I'd never heard of sarcoma before. But it is a type of cancer with many different facets. There's lots of different strands of it. And this particular cancer took his daughter and left his granddaughter. And I felt compelled that I wanted to, and I said to him, send me the details. And I never forgot it. And he sent me the details, and I messaged him and I said, we will be making a donation to that charity for him and for his daughter, because at the end of the day, that's what the RCM is all about. So,
Gary, I think you could sit there all night talking to us. I know you're lost for words, but I just want to make people aware of what's on the bottom of the screen. You've raised, in your team, 110,000 and £165.53 this year in 2 weekends out of the whole year, for charity. And I think everyone in the chat who commented earlier, we want to applaud you. How we do it, whether it's an icon or icon,
it's the whole team, it's the whole family, whole RCM family.
Like the whole RCM family, like the show. Go if you're watching on YouTube or Facebook or CFAX or Oracle, just put a comment in there. Well done, RCM, Rodney Cook Memorial, because I think we need to, we're getting bigger and bigger and bigger, but we need to just, I think we've got to a point now where it is as big as it can get, but we need to make everyone aware. And when Gary does win Pride of Britain, I don't know, he might not, but if he's won it for his region, I just think talking about people's stories is lovely, Gary, and there's a lot of them you've heard, and that really hits us here. But more importantly, we're hitting something from this hobby that's making a difference.
We're making,
and look, the comments are coming in. Everyone's clapping. Like the show, do as much as you can, spread the word, because that man there and his team, without him, me and him sitting at Detectival 5 or 6 years ago. Do you remember in the XP tent? And you lost your dad, I lost my dad, and we were talking. We got emotional.
I think we were crying most of the time.
Yeah, I think which is hard with you, Gary. I don't know how that comes across, but where we are now, and it's fantastic. And I would like to say, especially Dave not here tonight, we're very, very proud that Rodney Cook Memorial choose the Big Detecting Show to share this fantastic
always will and always have, mate.
And we support you through and through.
I know you do. Go on,
we've only got 10 minutes of the show tonight, and we do have a little bit of fun. We've got Adrian's wall, and I want to see how many years you've been detecting, Gary. 3, 4?
How many years have I been? Stick another 0 on that. 3.
Right. We've got a competition tonight, Adrian's Wall, and it's quite a good one, and I want to see if you can see what it is, Gary, because you're quite good at stuff. So I'm going to start off the show on here. So
Shane asked me how much we'd raised in total.
Yes, I did, yeah, when you went off.
And I had to quickly look up.
Shane, you know what the the prizes tonight, don't you? You know what
No.
it is, don't you?
No, you haven't told me.
It's on the. Why is that playing? Oh, can you hear the music?
No.
Oh, that's good. Oh, for Christ's sake! All I can hear is the music. So, Shane, on the private chat on Streamyard, I've put what tonight's prize is. Oh, not prize, what it is. Can you see
No,
it?
you haven't, because you buggered off and never came
So
back.
someone pick a number.
It's not
Oh,
there.
God.
This
This
is not there.
Is it not there?
That's a wall.
It's gone wrong.
Brick.
While he
It's
fixes
not-
it, what was the total you raised then, Gary? If you've worked
Since
it out.
the RCM started, we have donated. There's a difference between raised and donated, as I always say. You raise amount, you can raise an amount of money, but you donate so much out of that because you have bills to pay, like we've always said. But the total amount donated to charity since the RCM started is £428,000.
$500,000.
Yeah,
Pretty
$500,000.
I think I can say now we've donated nearly $500,000. But 428,000, it was 318,000 up until this year. And we've now raised another 110. Well, donated another 110. That was me getting a big words wrong again.
That's mental.
So £428,000, 165 and 53p was it? but yeah, in layman's terms, 428,000.
Absolutely
Right.
amazing.
Gary, what do you think? Shane, we've got lots of numbers here.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can read them from the top. I will give
From the
Gary
top.
a kiss on his lips, and might even give a French kiss if he can guess what tonight's find is. So numbers.
First number 24. 10.
No, man. It's big.
19.
Paul Hardcastle.
22.
Two little ducks.
Oh, 16.
Oh. What is
I'm
that?
gonna scroll down a bit now and just pick the random ones that are coming through. 12. 19. I've already said that, haven't we?
Yeah, Paul Hardcastle.
21.
I knew what this is, but only because of my history background.
No one's throwing any numbers.
Go on, Gary.
Steve found something very similar to this.
20. I know what it is.
Who you know?
I know, and I know if you didn't tell me. I'll tell you why in a moment. 11.
I'm no. It's not what I thought it was. Steve found a headdress for a medieval knight's horse.
4.
It looked very, very similar to that, but it's not.
14.
It's something which I didn't think went as far back as it does.
We've got one close there. Do we give it or not? Because it's not the full ID.
What's he said?
He said whistle.
Well, hold that. Who is
It's not
it?
a trumpet horn or something, is it? Or
Steve Barnett.
Right, Steve Barnett. Keep watching, Steve Barnett, because you're the closest. But it's a certain type of whistle. So another number.
Oh, no one's posting any.
Oh shit!
No,
I think that was really fast.
15.
We needed the pause button.
Someone's rewinding. I'll go through them all.
There you go. Donna's got it.
Has she?
Yeah. Everyone's saying
so-
hawking whistle.
No, it's a bosun's call or a bosun's whistle.
Ocean's
So
Dave, you should have
these,
knew this.
so
I pulled one up in the
these,
field next to him.
these were used by sailors,
Yeah.
and they still are today.
Permission to come aboard, sir.
Yeah, and boatswain's call. But I didn't realise they go back to the 1500s. So used by sailors in mist or if bad weather conditions, they used the.
Were they also used to announce captain on deck?
Yeah, so if an admiral or a captain comes on deck, and they still are to this day.
Oh.
So anyone who served in the Royal Navy or serves in the Royal Navy,
or something like that.
Send you that,
I think it goes. And you've got a different one for colours when you do colours as well. So they were used, but I didn't realise they went back to the 1500s. So but pre-Royal Navy.
You would have thought, I would have thought more Wellington period they would have been.
Well, yeah. So that is an amazing find, and well done, Donna Martin, for finding that. And who won that?
Well, Steve said the whistle first, and then everyone started putting in the hawking whistle.
Steve Real, bosun's whistle. He spelt it BOSUNS whistle. He was right. Well done, Steve. If you go to bigdetectingshow.com, that's bigdetectingshow.com, contact us, put your name and address in there. We will send you tonight's prize. But they're amazing because they're still used to this day. I actually know how to blow one and have one because I was going to join the Royal Navy, but I
would retract that sentence if I were you, Aid. I would retract that sentence, what you just said.
Well, Donna did get it, but I think we'll talk into both sons. Oh, God, what are we going to do there? Because
I can't believe Dave
I'll
didn't
just give him an RCM hoodie and I'll send him and you can.
We literally stood in the field debating what is this?
Yeah,
what is this the other day?
Thank you, Gary. Top man, Gary.
I'll send Donna a pink hoodie. RCM pink hoodie.
What about who won it? I've forgotten his name now. Who?
Steve, didn't you? Steve Real, was it? Or
Steve Real. We could talk all night.
One who spelt it right.
Actually, Steve Real did win it because he spelt it wrong. But Steve, message us, bigdetectingshow.com, contact us website, not Book of Aces or anything. Go there, contact us, put your address in, and we'll kindly send you an RCM hoodie.
If you watch Star Trek, when an admiral goes onto a starship, he's always introduced by a bosun's whistle.
He is, Gary. Bosun's call, yeah. Oh my God, I never knew. Because it's a ship.
He's mind blown now.
Our ship.
I'm not going to sleep tonight now. But anyway, yeah, well done. Really, really good. Thanks, guys. Congratulations. But you should see my screen, really. What's she going on about? Oh, I don't know. She's been drinking sips with drink or gin tonight. Donna Martin.
Let me know what and I'll get Donna a nice pink hoodie.
Yeah. I spoke to Donna today, Gary, actually, about things. So all good. Very good. But everyone who's watched the show tonight, thank you very much. And especially to Gary for coming on. And
Anytime. I'm going to now make an announcement on Facebook because obviously the Big Detecting Show always has the exclusive.
Make sure when he makes it, you send it around.
I did have to make the announcement on the RCM committee page first. The RCM organising web, WhatsApp group or whatever you want to call it. We did make the announcement on there first because obviously I'd be in serious trouble if I hadn't told them. John hadn't have told them how much it was. John sends his apologies, by the way, but he's doing quotes tonight. Quotes for his he's he runs his own glass company, doesn't he? So he's doing quotes tonight. So he sends his apologies. Otherwise, he would be here. My wingman would be with me right now.
He could have had his laptop on watching it whilst he's doing these quotes. But
he probably has, if I know John, making sure I'm not saying anything that
he's probably watching it on CFAX. But thank you, Gary, so much for coming on tonight, mate. Top man. You know how much I think of you and what you do. And
likewise, mate. Yeah. Feelings mutual, you know that.
Yeah, top people. Yes, and more importantly, Wingman Shane, Staffordshire Searcher. Look him up on YouTube. He's a top bloke, and if you've got a day as to master and you want to find out how to get some good things out of the ground, follow Shane. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone. I've got to find all the videos for the end of the show now.
When you finally get an answer to what that thingy-majig is with the gold, Shane, let me know, yeah?
I have. I said it earlier.
Ah, it's a man with no clothes on.
They pressed the wrong button there. Going now, bye. How'd you get off now? Get me off. Take me away. Take me off. I'm not well.
You should be tucked up in bed, mate.
Where's he got on his ceiling? What did he have on his ceiling?
He just had a streaker in. First, isn't it? We've ever had a streaker on the show.
He had like moss on his ceiling. Anyway,
they said, Gary, that it was a crozier.
A crozier.
So it was off a archbishop's staff. It would have been on the top of the staff.
Oh,
they're saying it's
even
back.
Yeah, I'm on about the one with the fake gold as well.
Yeah.
If you ever do get a positive ID on that, I'd really like to know what they say it actually is. To me, as I say, it looks like it's a piece of made to look like a piece of gold ingot, faked. But I could be wrong. Anyway,
well done, guys. Thank you ever so much for watching everyone tonight. And again, thank you, Shane. Thank you, Gary.
I want a big thank you to everyone who supported the RCM this year. I can't thank you all enough. It's been amazing. Another amazing year for RCM. And you guys blow me away with your support right the way across the board through everyone who supports it in any way, shape or form. Buying tickets, coming to the RCM, supporting it with how they money, all the groups that raise money, the individuals that do things, wonderful things to help raise money, to all the volunteer marshals who give up so much of their time from all ends of the planet to come to the RCM and just be a yellow jacket. And Shane, you stick a yellow jacket on as well, and dig in. Ricardo, bless his little heart, who I love, another man I love to bits. Everybody who does anything in any way to be part of the RCM team and to help and do all with us. And like I've always said, we are one massive family now. I use that word a lot. And when I spoke to ITV, they did say to me, it's a wonderful thing to be, as a family. I said, that's what we are. And, watch this space when in future RCMs. I'm not saying anything because John will tell me off. But the one thing I can guarantee you, we will see you next year.
Yes.
That's all I can say. We have got some announcements. We have got some things to talk about.
Save it.
Another day.
But
we will see you
for everyone.
In some way, shape or form. We will see you at an RCM event next year. I promise you faithfully.
Thank you all for watching tonight. Gary Cook, Shane, and Dave. I hope you get better, dear. Love you all.
Leave the love in the comments for him.